Nanire, no so minimally. How is everybody doing? So, Mrs. Gondo here. I want us to get straight into business. 5 trillion. Yeah, so why abida budi 5 trillion ya Bali? Okay, so 5 trillion has been on a lot of people's mouths, on a lot of people's social medias, everybody giving their own understanding. And a lot of you have picked up a few things, so I'm here to share my own 2 cents, okay, just to assist as well to get a better understanding of what is going on. Remember, I always encourage Kunena Guti, never stop reading, never stop following the business news. If parliament is in session, guys, follow what are they talking about, because all these things, they will always have an impact on your life, whether today or tomorrow, whenever, it will eventually catch up with you. So this real story is actually that pension funds regulations and investor panic is what is causing this, or has caused this 5 trillion disappearance. Okay, first of all, let us understand something. Nobody stole 5 million. Nobody has taken a bag of cash of 5 million or have transferred 5 trillion into their account. No. The Malawi Stock Exchange market was worth about 33 trillion last year. Okay, this year it has gone pew. Now this is normal. Okay, market correction is normal. You can check anywhere. It's normal. You don't need to be, the most important thing is don't panic. Something you need to know is it's very easy to instill fear in human beings. Okay, and some of the titles in the articles that have gone out have done exactly that, and some of you have all gone into panic mode and you want to sell your shares now. Don't panic. Stay calm, stay collected. Right now, what you need to be doing is buying more. Put pressure on those brokers. I know, just put pressure on them. Brokers, if you're still overwhelmed, please employ new people. We have so many unemployed people out there. Just give them a temporary job just until you understand, stabilize things. There are so many people that are crying. Mercedes accounts out there still haven't been attended to. ENA as far back as last year. Reserve Bank, please assist us in investors. We want to assist you in offloading these shares that are being offloaded. Now, let's get down to business. Imagine your house is worth 100 million. Okay, and then tomorrow a buyer comes and says, this house is worth 80 million. It doesn't mean the buyer has stolen 20 million from you. Okay, that's not what happened. It just simply means that the market, the real estate market, has you understand? Therefore, the price has gone down. And this is what is happening with the shares. And this also happens. What happens when there's oversupply of onions and tomatoes and whatever, nyemba and tedza? The price goes like this. When there isn't enough supply, the price goes similar concepts. Okay, so here's the most important part that some people are actually missing out. One of the biggest investors on the stock market, Yatu Malawi, okay, is pension funds, right? So pension funds have been regulated. We know there's that 60%. So by now, the people said, I'm trying to explain this like I'm explaining to a 4-year-old. When they sat, they realized, we have too much on the stock market. We need to offload. We need to sell some of these shares. Do you understand? This is what's happening. So because they are selling, there's too much on the stock market. Now, people are now going into, okay, so what does this mean? Yeah, regulators have simply, they were concerned about the concentration risk. So what they've done is some investors have become heavily invested in certain shares, and some large institutions like pension fund have been forced, so to say, to reduce some of their shares, some of their holdings. So think about it this way. If one of the biggest market buyers has now become a seller, you understand, and starts putting millions and millions of their shares on the market, Now, what's happening is our market doesn't have enough buyers, and it doesn't have enough buyers because of brokers. You're delaying CDS accounts for people. So what happens when there isn't enough buyers? The prices will fall. Prices will fall so that people can buy more tomatoes and onions. Good is this our wolele? Similar concept. Now, what have some of the analysis said? There was an oversupply of shares, too many shares are being sold, not enough people buying, therefore the prices have dropped. And when the prices drop across major companies like the banks, the telecom companies, the financial institute, trillions can quote unquote disappear from the market value very, very, very quickly, because you're trying to offload this thing quickly enough for people to buy. But now that's not the only problem that we have. Investors were also nervous. Some of you, Tom, Dick, and Harry, Jane, Jean, forex shortages, inflation, our economy, we're still trying to fix it. The tax changes that came into play, so people went into panic mode. Remember, that thing, even capital gains will have a certain tax percentage. So this 5 trillion story is bigger than people think. Okay, it's not just about missing money, it's about the pension funds adjusting their investments. The market is being corrected. All right, guys, it's about large investors selling their shares. It's about confidence in the economy. And when confidence drops, stock prices usually also follow. But that does not mean that the stock market is collapsing. It is not. What you actually need to do now is, if you are a potential investor, push those brokers to open the CDS account for you. If you are a current investor, just make sure you have enough liquid cash and keep buying shares. Okay, we're in this to stay. We have to support. Guys, ask yourself this: the 16 companies that are listed on the stock market, has any one of them come out and say we're filing for bankruptcy, or business is not doing well, we're shutting down? Anybody? FDH, National Bank, Standard Bank, Ilovo, FMB, Airtel. Right now I'm using Airtel, you are using Airtel, you're using TNM, and Ajinam Pigochani, all those companies. Who has come out and said, we are shutting down? Nobody. So please, don't panic, relax, just keep pushing those brokers. Okay, I know people are still saying, Komano Bay, this 5 trillion, where did it go? The real question is, what will bring investor confidence back? This is what we need to work on now, because that is what determines whether the market will recover or not. So let's stick together. Let's ignore the bad noise. Okay? Let's ignore it. Market correction is normal, guys. What is happening right now is normal. Don't panic. Just take your liquid cash and put it in. For those of you that still do not understand, contact Old Mutual, contact Nico, contact Bridge Path Capital. Let them sign you up for their different types of policies that they have. You can even contact them for asset management. Let them take your money and invest it for you, so you can relax, so you don't have to be stressing about 5 trillion this, 5 trillion that. Okay, let's do that. This is our country. These companies are ours. We own percentages of these companies, and we ain't going nowhere. So brokers, brace yourself. We're coming in numbers. Have a good evening, and see you in the next one. Ciao.